Ramble.
Santa Claus, Hell's Nicole, Topo Gijo!
Merry
Christmas. Guilty.
Jingle bells.
Jingle bells.
Jingle bells.
Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. Today we're talking about the Santa Claus, the Santa Claus, the Tim Allen classique.
Yeah.
The chill is in the air.
Yeah.
Spirits all around
Yeah, it
us.
is.
My nipples are cold.
Oh my God.
That's the first thing that
Wait
came to
until the
mind.
next episode to talk about nipples.
Oh, I will.
We've got ourselves a holiday slate. Look, I know y'all guilty whores love to know what's coming up ahead. So, Tucci month is over. We are into December.
Yay!
We got 3 episodes to round out the rest of the year. We're doing the Santa Claus today. We got Love Actually next week. And then to end the year,
What is it?
Avatar, The Way of Water.
Really?
All 3
Beautiful
hours.
Christmas film.
Okay, by the way, did you hear what James Cameron said? The movie's over 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Fucking
And so
guys.
someone asked him, when do you recommend people go take a bathroom break? And James Cameron, straight face, dead serious, said, they can go whenever they want. They'll catch what they missed when they see it a second time.
That rules.
That's, what a
Fucking-
fucking sick answer.
fucking
Let's
rules.
fucking go.
He's been
Let's-
sitting on that response for years.
Yeah, I mean, for 10 years, because that's how long
Yeah.
it's taken for another one.
Yeah.
I've
But
gone
you-
from not caring about Avatar to like vibrating
Yeah.
with excitement.
Because I cannot wait to see that video game. I guess that video game cutscene where there's no people, right? There are people, but like
In ball suits.
sparingly. Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Derek, did you get a haircut?
I did.
It looks really nice.
Hey, thanks.
It looks very fresh, very
Thanks.
crispy.
You look crispy. You look crispy.
I don't know if that's how I describe it.
No,
but
crispy's
sure.
better than crusty. I feel like I'm crusty right now. You're
I'm
crispy.
crusty.
Why are you crusty?
I got a little cut on my forehead.
What's wrong with your forehead?
Got cut.
You got
Do you want something that'll make it feel better?
I do.
We are doing the Santa Claus movie.
Yeah.
That's true.
And who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Am I you?
Who's your Santa Claus
you?
daddy?
Kelsey, you are my Santa Claus daddy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I brought your Christmas gifts.
Oh, fuck yes.
Miles, you get nothing.
That's okay, Kelsey.
Cole for you.
Thank you,
You've been a
Daddy.
bad, naughty boy.
You get a whole
Thank you,
child.
Daddy.
Fun fact, though, the Cole also doubles as Benoit balls for your asshole.
That's awesome.
So congrats.
As what?
Benoit balls. Do you remember our 50 Shades episode?
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't
Okay.
think that you can say
Well,
that
Benoit
to him.
balls.
Here you go.
You put them in your
Yay.
bussies.
I don't know whose is who, so you're going to have to open
Oh
them.
my god.
They
Oh
go
my-
in your bag.
Oh, I
There's
know
a
what
box.
this is.
They're opening a box.
This is special
Are those
edition
yours?
Crocs. Okay, wait, trade. Oh, but
Trade,
yours look sick as
trade.
fuck. Oh,
Wow.
yours look cool. Trade.
They're opening a box of colorful, plasticky.
Okay, I need you to know, dear
my God, they
viewers,
match.
because I own so many Crocs, and you're like, why do you need more? These look like toxic waste Crocs.
These are exclusive.
They look like fingerprints.
Wait, is
Whoa.
there one Croc in here?
No.
There's one Croc.
They only put one in?
There's one Croc. Am I crazy? I
no.
mean, I just opened the box. There's one.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not.
Oh my God.
This was like a limited edition, like super
Yeah.
duper sold
the
out.
line was around. I had to use a special press badge to get ahead of the line for these shoes that are
They put
exclusive,
one.
sold out fucking everywhere. And they only put one in?
I would
Are
be.
you fucking kidding?
I'm not. I mean, you tell me.
Yes, I paid full price.
Paid full price for it?
I paid full. Are you?
Tell them.
Tell who? Croc? Who's
Yeah.
Mr. Croc?
Yeah, tell Croc.
Are you listening, Mr. Croc?
Wait, thank God we have this on video evidence of you
Yeah.
opening them for the first time, because how is there only one shoe?
And that's a damn shame because this is already the coolest I've ever looked in my life. I look insane
it.
right now. The
Wait, I
fucking
am-
drip on me.
Holy
drippy.
fucking, what do I do, guys?
I don't know.
What is this called when Santa Claus
A
fucks
Grinch.
up?
You Grinched me.
Oh, no.
Oh, we should do a Grinch episode
A
next year.
Scrooge moment. Oh, that'd
I'd
be
rather
cool.
do
Baby
Grinch over
Grinch.
Avatar, but.
Baby Grinch is so hot.
Wait, so these
God.
these are a special edition done by Salehi Benbury, who is the creative director of Versace.
And if you're listening,
Men's.
fuck you, Sale.
No, No. We love him.
He fucked me over. With
No,
this.
we love him. This was Complex Con.
Yo, you
See,
look
this is where I
cool.
bought it.
Garrick
at
looks
Complex
so
Con.
cool.
How cool
All right,
is
let's
he?
focus on the movie. Today, we're talking about the Santa Claus. Guys. The fuck was that?
Sorry, I thought that I still had the Tucci sounds loaded.
Oh, no.
Instead, you play this at. Guys, this movie rips. You may think that I'm a fucking godless Jew over here. What? But I
No
I
one
know
has
you
said
were all
that.
thinking it.
Nobody was
You
thinking
were
that.
all thinking
In
it.
this
Absolutely
climate?
not.
Holy fuck.
Give
Yeah.
it to me, Tucci. I love this
Yeah.
movie. It
Okay.
is so meaningful to me.
Yeah.
It is one that I have seen more times than I can count, and I am stoked to talk about what I think is one of the quintessential Christmas films.
Oh.
Did I give a plot?
Oh, I thought you were going to
Yeah,
say
go
of
for it.
all
Of
time,
all time.
but you're holding for a pause.
I just, yeah.
Holding for a pause.
It's so of all time that I don't even need to specify it.
All right.
Okay. Can you give a log line and then can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tim Allen is a snarky guy.
He's a bad dad.
He's a bad dad.
I don't think he's a
a
bad dad.
father of divorce. He's focused on business stuff. He accidentally kills Santa Claus. And because he does. And according to an unread line in the contract, by putting on the coat, he is now Santa Claus. And in doing so,
Wow.
he may just learn how to become a better father. He's dealing with people denial and all that. I don't know.
Santa deniers.
Do I need to go on with the plot? That's the plot.
That's
That
the
is a
plot.
plot.
I mean, what you get to see is this man with a heart of ice learn the true spirit of Christmas by becoming Santa himself, living in denial, and then over the course of the year, transforming into Jolly Saint Nick himself. It is a delight of a time. This is the Santa Claus.
Nice.
Okay. When you said this is one of the greatest Christmas movies of all
Yeah.
time, I wanted to first set a rubric for
Yeah.
what qualifies as
As
a good,
As a Christmas movie?
as like a good, solid American Christmas classic.
Dealing with Christmas
Yeah.
and having a tree somewhere in a shot.
So a Christmas tree has to make an appearance.
Yeah.
And it has to involve Christmas.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of like a tired debate of like, is Die Hard the best Christmas movie of all time? But I kind of think, for the purposes of what is the best Christmas movie, Christmas itself needs to be part of the core mechanics of the
Yeah.
plot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Die
stands.
Hard takes place during Christmas, so
At a
you
Christmas
can technically
party.
call it a Christmas movie, but I would not call it a Christmas movie.
I think last week I said it was a Christmas movie. I think I was high on drugs.
I think it's fun to say it's a Christmas
it's more fun
Yeah.
to say it's the best
Yeah.
Christmas.
So
I go
Christmas
either way.
tree, Christmas is a part of the central themes.
Yep.
Do we
And
have
there is a general like spirit of Christmas
Yeah.
that pervades these movies, right? And that it has its own moral compass that I do think is also essential to the Christmas film.
does it require a Grinch to believer plot line? Do
I
we
don't-
need an
No,
anti-Christmas
because even with what was it, Falling for Christmas, it wasn't like somebody who hated Christmas becoming someone who loved it, but that was still a very deep Christmas movie.
You know what's funny though? I was gonna say no, and I don't think it requires it, but I bet you if we do a reading of all these movies, it is essential to the plot line. Because while Miss Lohan was not a Grinch of the Christmas spirit, you could say that she was a Grinch of like small town
Togetherness.
values,
Got it.
whatever. And she then learned to love conservative Christian values.
Yeah.
Do our Christmas movies need to
What are you building up to? You're building up to say something.
I swear to God, there's no bit.
It always makes me nervous when she does that. She's like a kettle. It's just like
Yeah.
slowly.
I want to know that we're on the same page
I
here.
just think that
Can
I
you
could
eat ass on
Tim
Christmas?
Allen's ass.
Racism. Are we
Yeah.
including it? No. No, I don't. That was my
Oh,
build
okay.
up.
And by the way, the answer is almost always yes. in a
I was
Christmas
gonna
Yeah.
say.
There is a little
Okay.
like, but there's like a whole,
There's Japanese businessmen
Uh-huh.
eating Denny's there.
and they are loud and obnoxious and just like,
A caricature.
it's just a bad representation for
Yikes.
no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you part of the Kobayashi conference? And they're like, what?
It's like, what?
so
okay.
silly.
No.
There was also like sexual harassment joke in the beginning. Like it's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I think this does a good job of, which I think maybe is my point of asking Christmas rubric, is that it's a film for all to enjoy when you're at home for the holidays. Can your parents and your grandparents sit in the same room as your kids and your nieces and nephews and your dog, and can everyone enjoy the film?
You think that's essential for the Christmas movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Because what is Christmas about? But
Love.
bringing the family together.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it is essential per se, but I think it's a common rubric. Because next week we're going to do Love, actually. That movie's got titties all over the place.
But it's got a child.
Yeah. I mean,
It's got...
kids know what titties are.
well,
Let's be real.
Well, let's put a pin in that then.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
We'll discuss it for next week.
Kids know titties.
Kids know
Yeah.
titties.
This movie is the perfect balance of adult jokes that will go right over kids' heads.
Right.
That's fair.
I just as I was watching this, I was like maybe 40 minutes into it, and I wrote, I have no notes. I really think this is just a wonderful movie. Tim Allen is genuinely very funny.
Yeah.
I'll put a pause in the resume.
Yeah.
I'll just start there. I think that he is like, this is him coming off of Home Improvement. He has become a fairly conservative douchebag in his later years.
I
But
think
that was
he's
always
just-
there.
Yeah, it was always there. He was just like a rich guy that never wanted to talk about politics,
Yeah.
and then it turned into I don't like people being woke.
I mean, you look
Yeah.
at like the show that he started on Home Improvement. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
It
a
is
shocker,
Very
Yeah.
Midwest.
but like, he's funny.
Yeah,
In this.
good.
He's funny. That doesn't take anything away from him.
The guys
I
can
think he's
spit bars.
I think he's got bars. He's very funny, and I think that he has one of I think top 5 voices in entertainment right now.
Ooh.
Like
That's a great point. He's
But-
fucking Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear, phenomenal voice.
Do you mean physically a voice?
What's that?
Physically a voice or like a point of view?
Oh no, not a point of view.
Okay,
Why would it
I
be a
was
point
like,
of view?
hold on.
Oh my God, no.
I was confused when you said that.
No, why would I say that?
One of
That's
the,
why I'm following
Oh
up.
yeah, you're right. No, I do like his ideals and how he believes in things and what he thinks about. So that's it. Yeah, it's really smart to say that
Top
nobody
5
should
right now.
nobody should
okay,
talk
so
about.
he is physically a good voice.
He has a physically good voice.
Copy that.
and
it
you know
is-
what? Until you
Underappreciated.
said that, I was like, oh right, he is Buzz Lightyear.
He's Buzz Lightyear, best voice of all time. Honestly, if TJ Miller didn't do like dumb shit or whatever, he would have been up there as well. Yeah, he has a fantastic voice. I think that he was super funny throughout. Like especially the only thing that I would say is that he started to really get his chops up when the weight gain started.
Oh yeah,
Which is like where I believe the movie really began.
I agree. The shot where he shaves
Yes.
and then whoosh,
And then it just goes back.
it is like, it blew my fucking mind as a kid.
Yeah.
I should say, and I'm curious if it's the same for you, I had this on a VHS. I
Yeah.
watched it to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just like one of the 15 movies that I've seen more times than I can count.
I didn't realize like how burned into my brain it was until I rewatched it last night and was like, oh, holy shit, this evokes such a feeling
Yeah.
of childhood, holiday, like wonder. And it is for like the Gen Zers, maybe like too old school to watch because it's grainy and VHS-y.
They're
looking.
probably more Santa Claus 3 stands.
Yeah.
They love.
But if you haven't seen this one,
Billy
you gotta
Crystal.
go. You gotta start at the OG.
And you know, it's
I've-
funny that you mention the look of it because that is one of my pledges.
Oh.
There's something very instantly nostalgic about just the quality of color, the quality of grain. Like this movie, compared to other things that came out of Disney, did not feel like it was manufactured to be a hit.
No.
This feels like it came out of the spec script era before they were like an IP factory. They were kind of in this mid place. And like, you look at who wrote it, you look at who directed it. This was not engineered to be a massive IP hit to the point that now, 25 years later, they have a TV show on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
They do?
They do.
Clauses. The
Yeah, the
Santa
Santa
Claus.
Clauses.
Well, I wouldn't know. I still don't have a Disney Plus account. And Zach ignores me every time I ask in the group chat, what's the login?
Okay, last
So my
night-
guilty whores, please.
Okay, everybody, for the last time, Zach's Disney Plus login is.
And I tried to sign into your sister's and it
Same.
sent a code to her account and I didn't get the code.
Same. So
I
it's
had
my sister's husband's father,
to stop.
and apparently
Guys, you both are millionaires. Like,
That's fair.
shell out $7.99 for me.
he apparently no longer.
Us?
You're
I didn't
included.
even know you were pointing. No.
By the way, I have heard from a friend that the Santa Clauses series has just a little bit more of a flavor of Tim Allen's kind of poison in it. And that
I believe that.
there is a portion where he's like, Merry Christmas. We can finally say it again.
Wait, Tim Allen is in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is Juliet from Lost.
Holy
Oh,
fuck.
no.
She's the one. She's
Okay,
Mrs.
I'm
Claus.
sorry. Okay. The whole war on Christmas thing.
Fuck off.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up. You're being a little
Cringe.
bitch
Yeah.
about it. Like nobody's attacking Christmas.
There-
I
there's
saw-
Are you out of
nothing
your
else to be
fucking
mad
mind?
about.
I saw someone tweet, it's like they were trying to take down like Gay Pride Month, Black History Month, and they're like, what if we had a month that was all about celebrating Christianity and conservative values? And we had I'm like, yeah, it's called December. And most of November.
It's also called the rest of the year. Like,
You're not being silent.
You're not being silent. Stop it. Just, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Christmas is okay. Most people still celebrate it. And we're still like walking around and looking at Christmas lights from the end of October.
I have a
Until
script.
now.
I have a script called The War on Christmas if you'd like to read it.
I would.
I would love it.
Also, I still can't get over them putting only one fucking shoe in your box.
I'm not taking it off.
No. I wanted to quickly acknowledge something that I only understood last night as an adult that
Oh.
I have watched 150
This is important.
times.
I know where you're going.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
The name of the movie
Yeah.
is The Santa Claus.
That blew my fucking
I
mind.
did not realize as a child
Yeah.
what made Tim Allen have to become the new Santa.
I talked around it in my intro because I'm wondering, how old were you when you realized
Yeah.
the Santa Claus is a pun?
Yeah.
It's a
It's a
contractual,
contractual agreement.
Claus.
verbal binding
Yeah.
agreement.
Did
Yeah.
you just realize it now, dear listeners?
It's
Yes.
also like
listening to us.
when you're reading it, it's spelled like Claus, not like the last name
Wait,
Claus.
what? How do you
Yeah.
spell
CLAUSE, which
and
fucked
Santa
me up
Claus
as a kid.
is CLAUS.
It fucked me up as a kid because growing up, I thought Claus was spelled like this movie.
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
I think I still think it is.
I spelled Santa Claus wrong
Yeah.
because of this fucking movie.
Yeah.
I think I spelled it today that way
Yeah.
to a friend in text message.
Yeah, there's no E at the end of Santa Claus.
What the fuck, iPhone? Why
Yeah.
don't you autocorrect that for me?
That's so funny.
'Cause they know iPhone knows it's a fucking bomb ass movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
well, so the to wrap it up, it's a lawyer term where the clause is in the contract when he puts on the suit. He
Yeah.
becomes the man.
And
As
by the way,
Bernard says.
they say it explicitly
Yeah,
in
they
the
do.
film.
Oh,
they-
many times.
But again, we were children.
No,
Yeah.
we were like, show us the toy factory.
Yeah.
Show us the little kids' elves. Yeah, look at their ears. It's crazy.
I've actually never seen this movie all the way through. This is my first time.
No way.
What?
Yeah.
Was it a TV movie for you or what?
It was a TV movie. It would come on, and then my dad would like go back and forth between that and like a football game or some shit like that.
Yeah, what's your dad's name?
The same. It's mine.
Garrick?
Yeah.
No way.
No, it's not.
I'm a junior.
How old were you when you found out Garrick's dad was named after you?
What?
Can we start calling you Junior?
No,
We
God,
did not.
no.
We both, as your good friends, did not know your dad's name was Garrick.
And if you said it, I blocked it out.
I know, and I would be like,
I feel
no,
like
it's
I've said
not.
it before.
What do people call your dad?
What do they call him?
Rick?
No,
Garrick? They call him
Dad. In my family, like my mom calls my dad, and then she'll just call me Garrick.
Wow.
We
Yeah.
need to unpack that at a later date.
Well, speaking of Garrick Bernard,
Bernard!
Yay.
the elf, played by the great Dave Krumholtz.
What else is he in?
He's in a lot. He was in Numbers.
Love that show.
He was in a couple of the Apatow movies as well.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. I love this character.
Yeah.
He is the lead elf.
Yeah,
I thought he was the coolest of cool when I
Yeah.
was a kid.
He has
And
dreads.
his little fucking
Right?
it's little curls.
temperature check. I'm going to allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. Sick.
It's
Good to know.
Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
Bernard. It's
Christmas
ambiguous.
dreads.
How do we know?
I mean, his last name is Bernard. Of course, he
no,
could.
his first name is Bernard.
his
It's
first name is Bernard.
How
Yeah.
do we
Bernard.
not know? You know?
Bernard the elf. Of course, his last name is the elf.
I
All
would
right,
not
so we're
wanna
going to give it the
assume.
official guilty pleasures thumbs up.
Yeah.
No,
Official-
I don't wanna be
Official
involved.
guilty pleasures thumbs up on
The
this
one-
white man with dreads. Sick.
One man.
I wouldn't even call him dreads. Honestly, I thought they were like little curls.
I thought they were like braids, like little box braid. Let me look.
He could be. I mean, that actor is almost certainly Jewish. Kornfeld. So
that's-
it could be like the Hasidic.
that's what I thought.
100% it's not Hasidic.
It's that's when you said temp check. I was like, oh, you could do that temp check, of course. And then he's like the dreads.
Yo,
Like, oh wait,
those are fucking braids.
All elves are canonically Jewish.
No, those are dreads. Those are dreads. They're baby dreads.
Yeah, they're
fucking-
for sure
They're
dreads.
fucking dreads.
Okay,
100%.
moving on.
The North Pole in this film,
So
the product design, the production design rocks.
Fantastic.
You want to talk about it?
Fantastic.
when you were talking about the aesthetic of this, where it wasn't like supposed to be a big hit, like the practical sets and the look and color, even like they're very textureless walls, a lot of lighting tricks. Like
Yeah.
the North Pole is low budget, but they made it feel really fantastical. Still, they still made it feel really big.
It's very theatrical and like it just like sets. It's tactile. It's
What's that word that they use?
flats.
Yeah, it's like flats that you
Flats?
can
Like
on
walls.
I
I mean, it's clearly on a
theater.
soundstage, but they
Yeah.
just have like matte paintings in the background. It's just good set design. I want to talk about this. I had a tweet that was dead on arrival, did not do well, and in the years since, finally has gone viral. And you know it's gone viral when all the Instagram accounts that just scour the internet looking for free content all start posting it. I had a tweet about Dear Judy, the elf who spent 1,200 years perfecting
shit.
her
Fucking-
hot cocoa,
Yeah.
and the fervor with which I want to taste that sweet, sweet liquid chocolate.
What were the replies? What did people say about your tweet, Mega
Oh,
tweet?
just that they're like, yeah, man, you get it.
like what was the special
Yeah, man.
ingredient?
You're onto it. You're onto something. No, I was like, yeah, somebody has to steal that from this little girl. That looks like phenomenal hot cocoa. But then also at the same time, if it tastes anything close to what I've had before, you have wasted your entire life.
Excuse me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hot cocoa?
Yeah, if it tastes anything like hot, if it's not like mind blowing, then
Wow.
Yeah, it's honestly for you to have spent 1,200 years perfecting hot cocoa, it almost can't be reminiscent of hot cocoa. At which point, it's not hot cocoa.
Like
no,
glog.
it's like alcohol or something.
Like glog.
What's glog?
Glog. Like mulled wine.
That's like Tampa
It's-
shit, dog.
No, it's not.
gotta be glog. You know, like
Glog.
glog.
It's from like Europe where it's old mead wine. and
Grog?
Grog.
what did I say?
Glog.
Listen, I thought
Yeah.
Santa Claus had an E on the end of it. We know I don't know
Years.
words. Okay. So what's it? Gog? What did you say?
Grog is what they say, like grog. It's like a pirate thing.
Are you sure it's not glog?
I have no fucking idea
All
what you're
right,
talking
I
about.
think it's glog wine, but it tastes like whiskey.
You talking about the gulag?
No.
Yeah.
Glog wine. Let me look it up.
Did
The
you guys?
gulag. It might be the gulag.
No, it is glog,
No,
you
it's
asshole.
gulag. It's gulag. We know you're talking about
Fuck you, Miles.
the ancient prison and
Yeah.
Warzone and
Yeah, all
It's
these-
Yeah.
old school wine that's so old that it doesn't taste like wine. Like the recipe is so old that it tastes like bad, like motor
mead.
oil. Yeah.
oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
So at least you get to know what they were drinking.
Yeah,
back
you're
in
kind
the
of like,
day.
I don't like it, but I'm going to keep doing it for my ancestors or something.
I mean, for your answers.
Fair.
So the elves in this film are all played by children, but they are
Hilarious.
Let's talk about
thousands
it.
of years old.
I love it.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
Why?
Child labor.
Why did we do this?
We had to
Why?
because they didn't want to do like a Willy Wonka thing.
Yeah.
Roy Deep wasn't ready.
Yeah, wasn't ready at all. And I think that they would rather show child labor than exploiting little people.
Do we think they could have done what the elf did and forced perspective adults as elves?
I don't think that they.
I don't think they have the budget for that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it adds a certain uncanny, fun, magical quality to it. It is very funny. I'm curious if you caught the moment where our dear chocolatier thought that Santa was hitting on her.
Judy?
Yeah, Judy.
I don't remember.
There's a line where Judy, like, he says, "You look great for your age," and she goes, like, because she says that she's 1,200 years old, and he's making a joke that she's a child. So he goes, "You look great for your age." She goes, "Thanks, but I'm seeing someone in rapping." which the ramifications of that line are insane. One, it means that elves fuck. I know I'm talking about child actor here.
Yeah.
I don't condone it, but that is in the canon of this film.
In the canonically, these
Elves
fuck.
It also means that elves could fuck Santa.
Yeah. But
it's an option even.
But is that pedophilia on their end? Because they're 1,200 years old and he's 50.
That's a great point.
Wow, we've never had this problem on Guilty Pleasures before.
No, we haven't.
Well,
I mean, we did with Cars, but you were out
I
for
wasn't
that
here.
episode.
I called out.
It boggles the mind to think through, and I don't want to.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah.
It's disturbing.
Let's not
move
go
on.
there.
Let's talk about the reindeer.
Okay.
Oh, fucking Comet was my guy.
The one that farts, right?
The just the one that interacts with everybody.
Yeah. How did we feel about our CGI reindeer?
Okay, we don't have to talk about that at all.
I thought it was
Is he
pretty good.
CGI or is he puppet? I think he's
puppet.
puppet.
He's a
Animatronic.
puppet.
Oh, he's
You're
a
right.
puppet.
Yeah.
But like everything else, all the other CGI parts were fucking awful.
Yeah, but it's what makes it fun, isn't it? Like seeing the
Yeah.
sleigh
I thought that was-
fly through the air. You're like, oh, Jesus.
That was the only laughable part where I was like,
You
oh,
guys.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked the reindeer. I liked Comet being farting.
Yeah.
Where
They
was
made Comet.
Rudolph?
They made Comet full crazy in the sequels.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but
He
he's
like
like
runs around.
he's
and,
like has his tongue sticking out.
Yeah.
He's farting all over
Like
the
a
place.
dog.
Yeah.
Where's Rudolph in this?
Does he come in the later ones?
I don't know. Comet.
Yeah.
Because I remember he calls him Rudolph, and then he's like, "Rah." He's like, oh, sorry, Comet. But what happened to Rudolph here?
Maybe Rudolph isn't here yet. Saving
Yeah.
him for the sequels.
Yeah.
I also like. I mean, we're talking about the elves. I love them. ELFS, the fucking badass elves
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
The
so.
CIA of Elfland.
Oh, they're
of
so
the North
cool.
Pole.
They're like spy kids.
Yeah.
it was
That
giving
shot when they're
Spy
walking down the hallway and
And
it's
then
like
they,
rock.
like-
The
worst choreography
They do.
of
They're like
all time.
all shoulders, and then they kind of walk back in sequence, and they go out, and then later they have the flame retardant Santa suit,
Yeah.
baller as hell.
Yeah.
They have what else do they
The
have?
sleigh
What
GPS
was that for?
and Cocoa Maker.
For fireplaces.
We're going down
Yeah, I know for
chimneys.
fireplaces, but like, what did that lead to? What was it?
Oh, nothing.
It led to nothing, right? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just.
Just a
Just
sick
cool
ass
upgrades.
sequence.
They're
Okay.
trying to do the Batman moment of like, I put a new razor blade throwing
Yeah.
watch thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I
They
thought
were
we
trying
were
to do
talking about
upgrades.
Batman and not
I don't
007.
want to do it. I don't know how. But I like that they put hot cocoa in the sleigh.
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Time
an upgrade that
continuum
I
stuff,
could get
yeah.
behind. With the main elf who is like the FBI elf,
Yeah.
who's like, we're your worst nightmare, elves with attitude.
Yeah.
I thought that kid was the coolest fucking guy who's ever lived, and you know what? I still do.
I thought he was trying to fuck Charlie because the way that he was talking to him, I was like, this is
Feels a little,
a little sensual,
Yeah.
a little intimate. I was like, this is kind of off.
yeah.
And I know nobody wants to have that imagery in their head, but like, yeah,
There was something a little seductive
it
about
was something a little seductive,
I
and the
get
way
it.
that he was talking, he was like explaining, it's like, don't ever do this without elf supervision.
And you're like,
I was like, what are you doing? Stop this.
Santa's kid, you nasty. We're failing to mention that the elves are in place because Tim Allen, aka Santa Claus, has been arrested
He's
in the
been
real
arrested.
world.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
For child napping.
Yeah.
This movie
His own son.
sees
Stealing his
Santa
son.
Claus arrested and interrogated.
Yeah.
And murdered.
What?
Or
Oh, yeah,
murdered.
you're right.
I mean, he dies.
It's a great
Yeah.
point.
and killed. That shit, and dead. I
The
don't know.
original Santa
The original Santa.
falls to his death.
But yeah, like that whole sequence, it was so crazy that this was in Chicago when they were like sending the SWAT team to find a small boy where like on the south side shit was crazy. You know?
It was he was a little white kid.
Yeah,
Lost
yeah.
on Christmas.
It's like we gotta throw all of our resources
Yeah,
at this.
yeah.
Chicago
no.
PD would have shot the fuck out of that man.
Oh my god.
By the way, there's also someone does shoot Santa in this movie.
Someone
There's
shoots at him.
guns.
Yeah,
There's
he
a lot
shoots
of
at him for
guns.
sure when he's on his second second home on
It
his
might
first
be the
run.
first.
Might be the first one.
Yeah.
Or
There's
he
a
like comes out.
Rottweiler and guns.
Rottweiler and then somebody shot at him.
But it's making a point to say, Look what happens when you stop believing in Santa. Crime.
Yeah. Crime.
Garrick, right before this podcast, you mentioned a mutual favorite part, which is the little girl on the bench.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The face of
It
that
was
child.
it was so adorable. So to set the scene, Tim Allen's character, what's his name? Is
Scott Calvin.
Scott Calvin. SC, same initials. He's sitting on a bench. His transformation is slowly starting. So he's put on a little bit of weight. His beard is starting to gray. His hair is starting to whiten. He's on the other side of a bench, and a little girl is on the opposite side of the bench staring at him. And he's like, this is uncomfortable. I need to get away from this situation. So he looks the other way. The little girl slowly starts to inch over, and then she eventually stands up, looks
on
him
the
bench, looks him in the eye, sits on his lap, and says, I want ballet slippers. It was so fucking funny to me.
Does
and
she
it was
not
so
have
adorable.
the quirkiest looking face too?
Her
Yeah.
face is amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
like made for that role.
Yeah, truly. I want ballet slippers.
And then they come back the next week, and there's a line of kids
Yeah.
sitting up trying to give them.
Yeah, and he was just trying to watch his son play ball.
Yeah.
Something that I don't feel equipped to like fully discuss, but I'm curious how viewers out there feel. There is often a discussion of fat suits in movies, right? And to me, because of the image we have of Santa Claus, it does feel like it's put to good use in this
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
But I don't know that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there is certainly a little bit of fat phobia
Yeah.
in the film. People
Yeah.
are commenting on his weight. That said, if you do gain 45 pounds in a week, like Scott
Yeah,
does,
It's just
Overnight?
like, yo, you just slow down.
Go
you
see
know,
your
that's
doctor.
like,
Go see a doctor. Yeah, that's
which he does.
That's not right.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's something I'm putting out there. I'm curious, so sound off in the comments. Let me know.
I think they do it in such a dramatic way. They could have done without the commentary from people about like, oh, you're going downhill because you gained weight.
Yeah, that was
rather
the part where
than
it's just
like,
you're going downhill.
this
It's
is
just like,
impossible.
wow,
You should.
How did this happen?
Yeah, you could have a tumor. You know what I mean?
right,
like
right,
they
right.
went really extreme. So I think it was okay, but also, do we have to portray Santa the way we've always seen and know him to be? Because then we're
I mean,
neglecting Black Santa.
Yeah, we are very much so, and then we miss out on this type of Santa.
Rib
What
Santa.
the
Fucking
fuck?
shredded.
Who is
Oh
that
yeah,
man?
this is Buff Santa behind me here on the video version.
Where did you get that?
I googled Buff Santa
Why?
because I thought it'd be nice to have just a little peek
Spice?
into Hot Santa behind me.
Okay.
Are you a little Christmas boy?
I love Christmas.
Yeah.
I find that it's really a wonderful magic time.
Yeah.
And I've loved it ever since I was a little kid.
Yeah, I
And
bet you do.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next segment. Welcome back to Zach's Corner of Semiotics. We're going to be doing a close reading on the subtextual notes of Christmas films just for a minute here. Now, last week on the Lohan episode, I argued that Christmas films are inherently conservative propaganda. Y'all were upset. I tweeted it out. The world is coming to my defense.
Oh.
And I would like to just continue. Now, people, what's very interesting in the comments of that is they were all coming with their own reasons as to why. I didn't say why, which shows there are several ways to read it. Lots of really good stuff. Let me pull up some screenshots here. Like people talking about the inherent idolization of small town values. You have the woman, the liberated woman who must give up her job and move to the small town. And my favorite comment, this is why you're not invited to holidays. Everything must be political with you. Sandra just wants to get railed by the hunky lumberjack. It ain't that deep.
Except Sandra's married with a kid and like for sure cheating on her husband and like blaming it on Christmas spirit.
This was a really good tweet. There's a conflict between the homogeny of rural and suburban life and the multicultural dynamism of urban communities. This animates American politics. It's why the right wants to portray cities as shattered war zones. And it's why, indeed, and then he links to my tweet. Anyway, I would like to just point out some things in this film that I saw as conservative coded.
Yeah.
Hit us.
If I may.
I don't think we have a choice. It's your podcast.
If I may.
You're like the boss.
Let me finish.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Reclaiming my time.
He's acting impressed.
He's acting oppressed.
I hate it when that happens.
Can I finish?
It's your company,
You're not
man.
being silent.
I have
you.
been nothing but attacked for the last hour. Please let me go.
Oh
Let
my
me
God.
speak.
Liberate my opinion. You have the casting of Tim Allen, who is framed as the conservative everyman. He was in Home Improvement. He is the center of Christmas. You have Santa Claus himself.
A Republican?
Need I say more? You have Tim Allen's ex-wife in this film, the chic, modern, liberated woman who is framed as kooky, as not grateful to her ex-husband. She's got that short bob. She's looking fine. I mean, they literally visually code her as like modern woman, scary. Okay? She's married to her emotional, in touch with his feelings, liberal cuck therapist husband.
Oh my God.
And he is pointed as a villain for being in touch with his emotions.
I mean, he kind of was a villain, but go on.
At work, he has a snow globe, a simple. He says, we used to make things like this at work, parentheses for editorial. He's a toy maker. We used to make things like this at work, but no one bought them. He pines to make America great again. He's pining for yesteryear.
Oh my God.
Those are some conservative ass.
Rudolph's nose is red. Liberals.
Red pill. Red pill.
Anyway, those were the ones that I caught.
I
That's
mean,
good.
now we have 2 film examples proving your theory. So it's just like,
We have yet to
even
come
though
across,
this one was less,
This one's less.
this one is
More
less
coded,
facts.
some would say.
There is,
Yeah.
I would say it's more like a direct coding, but less examples of that because he has now done 2 movies proving this. I feel like now we can say, like
Just wait till next
Christmas
week.
movies. Oh God, is it? Oh shit!
We're in Britain. How can that be possible?
Right.
Join me next week to learn more about how Christmas movies are fascism.
Okay.
You can watch Zach be radicalized in real time.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
But I
like,
will
We're
say
witnessing an
to
unraveling.
Top Gun Maverick is still fucking awesome. It doesn't matter.
Top Gun Maverick's not to propaganda.
Yeah, no.
to close that and not to dominate too much Mike time, but I will say, again, I love this movie. It fills me with joy in that Christmas spirit. This movie actually kind of saved my life.
What?
Oh wow.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
Can I tell you the story? And I don't mean that in too dramatic of a
Yeah.
way, but
Yeah.
I was at my deepest and most depressed
Yesterday.
on Christmas of the year of our Lord.
Oh my goodness.
I forget what year, but it was right before I went to BuzzFeed. And actually, this Christmas is what actually sent me to BuzzFeed, which started me on this journey that led here.
I was also the most depressed I ever was right before I started at BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
I think
I
that's
was
a theme.
the most depressed I've ever was while at
Oh my God, you guys, they have matching shoes? Well, shoe.
Shoot.
Shit. All right, sorry, go ahead.
So I was working as a PA. I wasn't really making what I wanted. I was frustrated, and I think I've told this story to you before, but on Christmas, I was alone. I thought that would be great. I thought it'd be fine. I'm Jewish. I'm a godless Jew, as we've established.
You established that.
Turns out that Christmas, like, just everyone's gone. Every store is closed for days and days and days, and it sucks. It sucks to be alone on Christmas, even if you don't celebrate it, because, like, you're just fucking alone now. So I had this whole day planned. I was going to go see a marathon of movies. And the first movie I went to go see was the Coen Brothers classic, Inside
Inglourious
Llewellyn
Bastards.
Davis.
Oh,
that was not directed by the Coen Brothers. And if you haven't seen Llewellyn Davis, the end of the movie essentially gives you the message of what if you are super fucking talented and it just doesn't really work out for you.
Yikes.
And I mean, there's more to it than that. But at the end of the movie, like, he gives this incredible, beautiful performance, and then Bob Dylan goes on after him. And it's like, yeah, no, Bob Dylan's going to take off, not him. And so I was wrecked. I just, like, I went home and I was spiraling and I, like, canceled all the other movies. I just was like, I'm wasting my life. I'm wasting away. And so I put on the Santa Claus and the Santa Claus 2. And I just watched the Santa Claus all day. And it, like, brought me back.
Yeah.
So, you know, even
Well, that's beautiful.
I
You
think that
love
there,
Tim Allen.
Yeah, you
I-
love conservative values.
Yeah.
you know what? There's a little place in all of our hearts
Fascism.
for it.
Yeah,
You love it. Oh, so
Wow.
glad you're better.
so beautiful.
It does save lives.
Yeah.
You did touch on a topic I'd like to revisit
Please.
in your list that we need to address. We gotta address the stepdad drama.
Oh, yeah.
This
The
relationship.
great Judge Reinhold.
Is that
Yeah.
his name?
Yeah.
What's the name of his character? His name
Sam?
is Judge.
His real name is Judge.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
That's a cool name.
Fast Times at Ridgemont
filing
High.
that away. So they're immediately set up as like disdained enemies of like loving the same woman. Is Tim Allen really over his ex-wife? Is he okay with it and just wants the best for his kid? Does he just hate who she chose as a person? And we might think, well, of course we're going to hate him because Tim Allen hates him. But I think he actually is a villain himself because he is pushing such a psychiatric agenda on everyone that I think he gives mental health a bad name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially around the holidays, trying to separate a father and his child. Like, he should know. This is why they always say kids of therapists are the most fucked up. Because therapists think they automatically know best. And look what happened. He got pumpkin pie on his face at the end when he finds out that Santa is quite, in fact, still real and it's his wife's ex-husband.
The performance that he gives when the look on his face when he realizes that he's Santa and he like becomes a kid again is a really good performance moment.
Yeah.
Okay, but take that baton.
But I just feel like there was that one scene where that should have happened, I don't know, a quarter of the way through the movie.
Yeah.
Where the mom is like, what's wrong with him liking Santa? Like, nobody asked that question. And then he's just like, you think he's a little old to like believe in Santa? It's like, no. He looks like a little boy. He's like fucking 7 years old. Let him believe in whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Okay, but counterpoint here.
Yeah.
Scott's going insane.
Yeah.
First of all, the kid
He's
is
unwell.
The kid doesn't just believe in Santa. He believes that his father is Santa.
Yeah.
Scott
Gaslit
also
him
believes that he
for
is
a
Santa,
year.
Yeah.
is putting on 45 pounds in a week, is starting to dress and have his facial hair look like Santa.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
isn't in the course of weeks.
Yeah.
But he's not a danger to his son.
Are we sure about
Yes.
that? He kidnaps his child.
He
I think the
takes him to the North Pole.
I think the psychiatric nature of that dude's job or whatever is putting a lot on what he's seeing. And he's just like, this could be very detrimental to this boy's growth. And it's just like, you don't fucking know that.
I'm not kidding. I wrote in my notes, these parents are incredibly reasonable. If my ex started dressing like fucking Santa Claus, I'd be like, yeah, we're not letting our
but
Charlie
if he's
near
showing
him.
up to work, he's showing up to appointments, he's actually a better father as Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But prior, he was not a good Santa. He
was not a good dad.
He was a bad dad.
Yeah.
And now he's I assume still a bad dad and thinks he's Santa Claus.
No, I think he was slowly becoming a better dad, and Charlie and him were connecting more.
And he also wasn't fully saying like, oh, I'm Santa Claus. I'm Santa Claus. He was just like, my son believes I'm this thing. So maybe why
don't
not?
have to tell anyone the truth.
You don't have to tell anybody the truth.
Yes.
And then also it could be like a sweet thing of like, yeah, my son thinks I'm Santa Claus. I'm just gonna kind of lean into it.
And that's what he was playing at. And just because his appearance was changing, we're judging him based on his looks.
Okay, let's role play this. So Miles texts you guys on our group chat.
Yeah.
And a bunch of times is like, hey,
Goofy's fat
Zach
ass.
is Santa. That's still the name of our group chat, by the way.
It's Goofy's fat ass.
ass.
Yeah, that shit is fat though.
It is.
Shit is fat.
That
Never
shit is
forget.
fat.
So Miles texts you like, guys, my dad, Zach, is Santa.
Yeah.
Right.
Zach is Santa.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that's cute. And he's like, no, really. He took me to the North Pole. I mean, like,
I would get Miles checked. I would get Charlie checked.
Yeah.
I would never do that because I'd outsmart. I'm playing 4-dimensional chess. I'm going, hey guys, this is like, I know that this sounds like I'm crazy. Like I'm obviously like I'm coherent, right? I have this thing and it doesn't seem real. Like this is not, you're not going to believe me. But this crazy thing happened where Zach did, and I know how this is going to sound.
Yeah.
He murdered
Tell
Santa
us,
Claus.
Miles.
It's so hard to get there.
You can trust us.
It's so hard that, but and I know, but like Zach, I do think is like, I don't know, maybe he has some powers or something like that. I'm not gonna say
Powers?
I'm not
What
gonna
do you
say
mean?
he's Santa, but he took me
Okay.
on a sleigh to
He
the
did,
North Pole.
He did kill a man in a red coat.
Like sleigh or
take
like
his coat, bring me around with a bunch of reindeer.
Yeah.
We hung out with some really old children.
Yep.
Who I think Zach hit on one of them.
Yeah.
And
Zach hit on a child.
Yeah.
And-
put that on the internet.
and now he is Santa. And then I say, I mean, I don't know, but the next time you see me, I'm wearing a fat suit and I have a giant white beard and I'm wearing red sweats.
Well, I'd cancel you for wearing the fat suit.
I agree.
Yeah, I'd put your
cancel.
picture on Twitter.
But he's not. He's just gained weight, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I gained 45 pounds this week and I now have a giant white beard and I'm like, and I'm wearing a red suit. I'm like, yeah, no, I mean, it's cool. I mean, maybe.
I'd be like, did you go do ayahuasca recently? Because if you had, then I'd be like, yeah, let him live his truth.
I think
I think I would say, show me. Let me see. Let me see it.
I also don't know why Scott didn't shave in front of someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would have done it.
Yeah.
Seeing the sleigh would have done it.
I believe in miracles.
There's just a lot of ways that he could have proved that this was a thing, because there was no precedent saying you cannot
tell anyone.
Tell anybody. It wasn't in the Santa Claus.
That may have been the second clause.
It might have been the second clause. It might have been on the other side. Nobody said you can't say anything to anybody. So it's just like, why wouldn't he just tell or show them, the reindeer, him going through chimneys and all that stuff.
Give him a sip of the Judy's cocoa.
Yeah.
Let that tell its own tale.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
He also can teleport.
Right. He can slide down a chimney like a noodle.
Yeah.
Space-time continuum.
Yeah.
Charlie talks about it.
Oh, I had this in my notes, but one of I think it was the funniest part of the movie is when the doctor put the stethoscope on his chest.
And
his heartbeat, to listen to his heartbeat, and it sounded irregular. And then he took it off. He's like, and then he put it back, and then it beated a different tone. And then he took it off, like, what the fuck? And put it back, and then you realize that his heart is beating to the sound of Jingle Bells.
It's so funny.
Christmas is all around us.
That's the next.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But that's the sentiment.
There's a lot of good, just little bits. I love when they go to the restaurant in the first, and there's like the other sad dad. And he waves, and he has a burned hand.
Yeah, burnt the turkey section. There was like 3 other dads in there.
It is a quick paced comedy. Like you really don't go a page without a joke.
Yeah.
I also normally hate, not to like shower more praise on Tim Allen, Jesus.
You love him. You just told us he saved your life.
Yeah, he did save your life.
He saved
you
my
have a
life,
tattoo of him.
and
you owe conservatism.
He showed me a lot of really cool documentaries.
Yeah.
But
loose change. Anyway.
I normally hate snarky ass characters, but like he's just quippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
Even though he does, the way that the character's introduced is by ripping a microphone away from a black woman.
Yeah.
I wrote that down.
He literally took away a black woman's voice.
In a professional setting.
God.
Yeah, it was pretty
and then
bad.
makes a sexual harassment joke.
Yeah.
He rips away a microphone from a black woman to then make a sexual assault joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a hot 90s
Harassment.
start. And guys, you got to remember, this is back in the time where women could only be secretaries and like the walls of every office were of some fabric. Do you remember when we used to do that?
And she was
like, why was everything so soft?
she was like the co-EP of the company.
Sales
or something like
team.
that. Yeah, the sales team.
Who was about to make like a very heartfelt
Yeah.
speech, and then he's like, we're all fucking around.
We don't have a lot of time
I cannot
for
be
that.
silenced. I have a hard-hitting question.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
debatable.
Okay.
Is eggnog good?
No. No.
The first time I had eggnog, I didn't know it was what it was, and I got litty.
What is it?
Oh yeah, it
Well,
had
it's just that
alcohol
it
in
spiked all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
you
love
don't
eggnog.
like
And
eggnog?
then I shit myself
it.
like crazy.
You like eggnog?
Yeah, I do, but
Love this stuff, but only in December.
Only in December. I can have it for about 1 week out of the year.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm throwing up.
Yeah, it's really
And
thick.
I like it with oat milk now because it's thicker.
Oh God.
And you put a little.
Yeah,
Water
honestly,
in
this
it.
country used to be so great.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. This
I
country
bet
used to be
Tim
so
Allen
different.
loves eggnog.
I cannot believe
Full
that
fat
you
eggnog.
would put oat milk,
Oat nog.
oat nog, and fucking.
So it's just oat and eggs.
Didn't wait? There's actual eggs in eggnog.
Yeah, there's yolk.
Are you
No,
out of
there's
your
not.
fucking mind, Kelsey?
Kelsey,
No,
why
there's
is it called
not.
eggnog then?
You know, the same way like things are called things that aren't actually the thing.
This
Next,
is-
you're gonna tell me that there's nog in it.
Egg. What's nog?
Or what is she talking about? Glorf?
Glog.
Just making up words.
Wait, we're drinking raw egg?
No,
No,
it's
it's not.
pasteurized.
What does pasteurized mean?
Yeah, and you really don't believe in college, right?
Oh no!
I make enough money.
This country used to be something.
Thank God I'm a 6 out of 10. Am I right? Wait, what is pasteurized?
It's where they heat it up to a certain temperature so that it kills all the bacteria, but it doesn't like boil the stuff.
Oh.
Milk is pasteurized. Everything is pasteurized because in the United States we pasteurize things so that bacteria. So that's how like a raw milk is not raw anymore. It's pasteurized, so it kills bacteria that might be living in it.
I don't
You're so
fucking
wise,
believe
Mike.
it.
Orange juice is also pasteurized. Everything is pasteurized.
They really taught you a lot at that school where you didn't wear shoes. That's
They did.
awesome.
They certainly did.
I still don't believe
What if
it.
you heat up eggnog? Never mind. Move on.
Are you asking like if it will make scrambled eggs?
Yeah.
No.
If you microwave eggnog?
That's like asking if you heat up a cake, will you get scrambled eggs?
If you eat a cake.
How many ingredients are in eggnog? Milk and eggs, no?
And like nutmeg, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. So why is it not just like, think about when you make really fluffy scrambled
Be
eggs.
careful. Don't scramble it. Don't scramble the eggnog.
Wait, maybe.
Can you?
Maybe. I don't.
Can you?
I don't know.
We
Like,
gotta move on to fun facts.
I would like to stay on this for a very long time, but clearly I'm too smart for this podcast. Move on,
that's
Zach.
so-
Give us our
she's-
fun facts.
She's thinking on another plane.
Yep.
Would it scramble
Yeah, you
a
guys
cake?
just aren't ready for me. That's all this is.
Fun facts with doop 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 doop. Doop, doop. That was a remix.
That is a new version.
I love the White Christmas, the Drifters version of that song. It's the only version that I accept
Okay.
as real. Also, because of that song and because of this movie, every Christmas morning I would wake up and look outside, and if it wasn't a White Christmas, I'd be so bummed.
I believe it. You seem like a depressed child. You guys all look like bulldogs when you do that.
Because you have to
Shut out your jaw.
make your face as dumb as possible.
What about Melikalikimaka is the thing to say? That one's in here.
Is it?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
On a bright Hawaiian Christmas day, that's the island feeling that we send to you on the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun
Yeah,
will shine
I
by
know this
day
song.
and all the stars at night.
That's in this
Melikalikimaka
movie?
is
No,
the
it's
one.
not.
Yes,
It
it
is.
is.
It is in the beginning.
Thank you,
When?
Miles.
That's the only thing I
Finally
remember
sticking
from
up
this
for me.
movie. Yeah, it is.
You don't remember?
I also remember that one.
Okay. Moving on.
First of all, I don't have this on fact, but I feel like this had to have been a spec script where these two guys were like, Santa Claus!
I don't think it's a Coke movie. I think because the movie moves pretty slow. In
Yeah.
my opinion,
It's
moves
a heroin.
pretty slow.
It's a-
I think it's a heroin movie.
Oh my
I think
God.
it's I think it's a weed movie. I think it's somebody
Nitrous
looking
movie.
at the name Santa Claus and then being like,
Santa.
oh fuck,
Claus.
and then writing a movie.
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
No,
Are you thinking what I'm
wait.
Get a
Wait.
fucking pen.
Wait. Watch this. Watch
Right.
this. I'm gonna write Santa Claus, right? And then he just puts an E at the end. He's like, and then he's fucking Billy, you did it again.
God damn it, you've done it again.
From the mind behind Aliens.
Versus Predator.
No, you don't.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll tell you later.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, it's another dope James Cameron story.
Okay.
The urban legend, this is now our James Cameron month. The urban legend is that the way that James Cameron pitched Aliens is he goes up into
Yes.
Hollywood,
You've told this on this
Alien,
podcast before.
writes an S,
Mhm.
and then turns it into a money sign. It's fucking
Can't
dope
wait.
as hell.
It's the sex story.
I just thought you guys would like to know that this was directed by John Pasquin, the director of Jungle to Jungle.
Yes.
Oh, he
The
brought
genius.
his
He
boy, Timmy
brought
back.
Timmy back.
I love that.
So good.
That is a fun fact.
Now's the time for us to decide, is this film a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty?
Okay. I'm going to start out by saying I think it checks all the boxes for a radicalized Christmas movie. For sure. It hits all of our boxes. It's something you can turn on and the whole family will enjoy it. I also think you can be on your phone. You could be making Christmas cookies. You can be wrapping
How
presents.
dare you give it all the attention?
Okay. My point is, it's a good Christmas film. Now, is the content withstanding the test of time? Maybe not. So caveating that with that little note, I think it's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I forgot to actually list other things that I think are fully pleasure about this.
Mm-hmm.
I think this movie is a full pleasure. I think it's well acted, well directed. There is real emotion. The child, Charlie, gives
we
a
didn't
great
even really
performance.
talk about him.
We didn't talk about the score. I looked up the composer. He hasn't
music.
done much that I know of. I really think the score is wonderful.
Emotional.
I think this movie is fantastic. And I know I'm going to get into some hot water for saying this,
You love Tim
I
Allen.
think, Jesus.
You do love.
I think this is as good as Elf. I think that this.
Oh shit! Okay.
I really think
Yeah.
that this is a top tier Christmas movie.
Right.
And now, obviously,
What?
here's what I'm going to say. Elf obviously has the comedic performance of Will
Best.
Ferrell, which
Yeah.
is better, right? It's directed by Jon Favreau,
Yeah.
who is a better director. Like,
Yeah.
yes, if we go on a scorecard 1-to-1, Elf is probably going to win.
Yeah.
But when you talk about the Christmas spirit, I just think that this movie
Yeah.
fucking has it all. It's so funny. It's so charming. I could watch it a million times, and I will. This is, to me, this is the one. This is the Christmas movie.
This is the Christmas movie.
This is the Santa Claus.
yeah.
The Santa Claus.
So, as somebody who is watching this for the first time,
I can't believe it.
I would say it's a guilty pleasure because it just moves so slow at the beginning.
That's the 90s, baby.
That's the 90s. I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. I feel like they had the idea for him slowly turning into Santa. And then they realized that was only 45 minutes. And they're like, oh, shit. Like,
gotta
okay,
do something else.
tag something up to the beginning,
Yep.
I guess. Or
a
move
bad
something
dad.
up.
Yeah,
He's a
that's
bad
it.
dad, and let's just go through that. Oh, let's do like a dry run of him doing Christmas
Yeah.
stuff.
He technically does it, and then he does the whole fucking thing, and then we have to wait a year to see him do it.
Yeah,
again.
wait a year for him to do it again.
Yeah,
But
weird
during
plot
that year,
point.
he's transforming, which is
yeah.
also kind of cool. But like, I thought that he didn't hate Christmas enough, and he wasn't as bad of a dad to where he would have this strained relationship with his son.
Let's remake this as like a John Carpenter creature feature where someone's like turning into Santa like a werewolf.
Yeah, that's sick.
Hot as hell. Now it's time for my pleasure. Ching, 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 ching. Christmas edition.
I'm re-listening. I try to do it every year and around the holidays when you're making New Year's resolutions, trying to change your life. You have a little bit of time off of work. I like to re-listen to James Clear's Atomic Habits. If you want to learn how to change your life, you need to learn how to change your habits. And it talks about reward and cue and action and how to actually go from someone that hates doing something to loving. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, it's a great. I'm currently in pre-production on a short film, and over the next couple weeks, I'll tell you about some resources that I've been loving. And since it's a podcast, I'll tell you. Can't believe I never knew this was a thing. Roger Deakins, who is the goat of goats, the greatest cinematographer of all time, has a podcast.
He does.
The Team Deakins podcast, and it's like I only listened to a few episodes. I mean, they've been doing it for years now, but like that as a resource to just hear who's truly the greatest of all time. Like he is the Michael Jordan of cinematography, talking about his craft. It's pretty freaking wild.
It's fascinating. I think that cinematography is the most fascinating thing in our art.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Oh yeah.
I think the second is like probably animation, but yeah, like people actually animating things.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, how do you even do that? How do you even get there? My pleasure is Fleischman's in Trouble on FX.
Oh, yeah.
It's really fun. It's a really good story about a man losing a grasp on his life while having most things together. It's pretty sick.
You know what we should do in socials? At the end of every month, we should put together like a list of the pleasures we've done, like my pleasures, and like give them out as resources to
Cute.
people.
That's a great one. And Fleischman's in Trouble is actually we ran a couple ads for. So I'm glad that you're liking it.
Checks out.
Sick.
This has been Guilty Pleasures. I'm at Corndy and all the things.
I met Kelsey Darragh on the thing.
I'm at Garrick Bernard and all the things.
and
Ho, ho,
until
ho.
next time, glad we can say Merry Christmas again.
Oh my
Okay.
god.